it's fixed, without any machines at that time, without any technology, it's all handmade. We know that the perfect angle is 52, so all pyramids were having 52 degrees angles from the four corners. The burial chamber should be under the ground, in the middle of the pyramid. Because when Ra will be in midday, the rays of Ra will illuminate the pyramid, marking the second house of the king, and at the same time illuminating the burial chamber. This is number 2. Number 3, the entrance is facing true north. Why? It's the Orion star. Never disappear and never change place. So we know 3 main facts about pyramids. Burial chamber under the ground, angles should be 52, and the entrance of any pyramid is facing true north, facing the Orion star. When we say that tomorrow we are going to visit the pyramids, we are not visiting a pyramid, because the king, when he prepares a palace on the west, it's not only a pyramid. A pyramid is a bedroom. He is copying what he has on the east, on the west. So they have washrooms, they have temples for praying, like Karnak temple, for example. Have you heard about Karnak temple? What do they do in Karnak temple? They go and pray. They go and put offerings for the god. So he's having the same concept, but on the west. He's having a valley temple for mummification, taking a shower, wearing new costume, it's the wrapping, and then he should have a temple on the west for praying, which is called funerary temple, and he needs a bedroom, which is the pyramid. So it's all called a palace. When we say that, we say we are going to visit the palace of King Cheops. We are going to visit the palace of King Tefren. Okay? So they start by the pyramid, definitely, because it takes more time. They start under the ground. What do we see under the ground? Under the ground, this is their beliefs, and this is the accession. It should be a descending corridor. Why? Because they are moving from the first life, going down to the second life under the ground. And then after this descending corridor, there is a passage. And this passage, this is the link between both journeys. First journey and second journey. And then after you finish this passage, there is an ascending corridor. This is all under the ground. And this ascending corridor, this is the accession joining the celestial journey. And then after you finish this ascending corridor, there is the burial chamber, which is his bedroom. So where the king will go every night. The king will go on this journey. The king will be placed on his throne, on the back of a simple solar boat, and he will go on this descending corridor, passage, ascending, and then the burial chamber. So the burial chamber is simply paradise. And that's why paradise is facing true north, the entrance of the pyramid, facing the star, facing the Orion star, the accession. He ascends and he comes down to paradise. And that's why people, they are all preparing their tombs around this pyramid, because I told you first that the pyramid is paradise for them. So this is under the ground. And then, what we see in front of us when we go, this is a design. This is the superstructure for the tomb of the king. First of all, let me tell you how these people divided their year. When the year started with 360 days. Because they said that the year is 12 months and a month is 30 days. But by the way, a month was 3 weeks. The week was 10 days. And they used to work 8 days a week, which means 6 days of a month holiday. So 12 times 30, it's 360. And then after some years, adding 5 days in each year, they found that the flooding season is coming very early. And when it floods, everything is covered by water. Mainly temples are closed, of course, so no offerings and no prayers. And they said, what about us? Gods and goddesses, they are taking 5 extra days each year. So they added these 5 days at the end of their calendar, and they called these 5 days Ka Er Mes. Ka means the soul. The soul, we call it Ka. Er, it's a prep in Mes, festival. Ka Er Mes, the soul is in festival, and this is from where the word Christmas came, by the way. And these are the 5 days at the end of each year between Christmas and New Year. So the year became 365 days till the time of Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar added the leap year, and that's why we call it the Julian calendar. So 365 days divided to 3 seasons: plowing season, harvesting season, and flooding. Flooding starts 19th of July, summertime. And when it floods, from we have the high dam today, it takes a couple of weeks to reach where we are now. Everything is covered by water. And that's why every single human being and animals, they used to run and hide on the west. Even kings, they hide in the desert to be away from the water and to be away from the flooding. So this is the perfect time for laborers to build a pyramid. 4 months every year, the work for building the pyramids. We have special people, we call them stone masons. Stone masons, they always live on the west. Stone masons, their job all year round, cutting blocks of stones with certain dimensions and sizes. They cut them and they block them and they number them and they store them. This is their job. But laborers, when it's covered by water on the eastern side, there is no agriculture work. So they ascend the Nile. They go and they share in building the pyramids. What do they do, laborers? Laborers, they go, the blocks are ready. The blocks are numbered, so they put them on sledges pulled by oxen till they reach the pyramids area. And stonemasons, they are preparing for them mud brick ramps all around the base of the pyramid. So what they're going to do, they put the blocks on sledges pulled. Some of them, they say that they use bowls made of diorite stone. It's the hardest stone. Pushing and pulling, mud brick ramps, pushing and pulling, till they put the block in the right place. And the more they go higher up, the more they are having the mud brick ramps till they reach the top. The main element using for building all pyramids, it's local stone. And local stone is everywhere. You find it everywhere. Today, we only live on 8% of Egypt. The rest is all desert. So local stone, you find it around you. You don't have to go to Upper Egypt, because in many commercial books, they say they get the stones from Upper Egypt. No. What we get from Upper Egypt, we get the granite, for example. The quarries are in Aswan. We get the alabaster as well. But local stone, they get it from the opposite side of each pyramid. They reach the top of the pyramid. What do they do? Of course, they have the angles, 52 degrees, so they are having special engineers putting the design and the plan. And then the king should give an approval where he wants to have his second house. He chooses the location, and he's having his own special